Hey there, it's Thursday night and I just got home from work, so I'm in the middle of putting things away. Today ended up being quite a wacky day. It started off by getting a phone call from some of my old neighbors around 6:40 in the morning. That was early. I was getting ready for work. Anyways, they were curious about my old neighbor Tony, the guy who I've given food to before. I used to give him some meals and stuff when he was running low on food. And he used to live right next to me at my old apartment at the public housing. And he's had a lot of healthcare issues lately. It's been challenging to keep up with where he's at and what's going on and what his condition is. There was one night 2 weeks ago where I called the police because, well, for an ambulance. I called 911 for an ambulance to come out to take him to the hospital because I found him in a very bad state in his apartment. And ever since then, I've just been really keeping track with where he's at, what's going on. And this morning, it turns out he wasn't at the, not convalescent home, assisted living facility where I thought he was at. He got kicked out of there, came back to his old apartment, went to the hospital again because someone else called 911 because he was totally out of it, and then he got transferred to a different assisted living facility. Anyways, today I didn't know where he was at. A couple neighbors and us were really concerned. We called the police to do a welfare check at his apartment even though he wasn't there. Then later on we found out from someone else about which facility he's living at. So today I went there on my lunch break, soon after finding out that he was there and calling him. And I visited him and it was good to see him. He was much better. His head was more there than the last time I had seen him. And he seemed very appreciative that I was visiting, which was so sweet. He almost started to cry. So I gave him a hug. But, you know, he's my old neighbor. I lived next to him for about 2 years. And I'd see him every day. I'd come home from work and say, "Hi, Tony," and then we'd chit-chat and stuff. So he's older. He's about 68. He doesn't have any family here. He grew up in the foster system, and he doesn't have too many pals, although a lot of us neighbors, a couple of us, are concerned about him, so we're the ones who like check up on him and talk to each other and try to share info. I'm trying to put groceries away. I've got a lot to do tonight, a lot going on. Yeah, so I visited him at the facility. He asked me to do a few things for him to get his mail, to go into his apartment. He gave me his keys to get a new battery for his cell phone because he has this old brick of a cell phone. You have to buy new batteries for it. And then to buy him some ginger snaps. So that's why I went to the grocery store actually, was to get him some ginger snaps. Plus I bought other things for myself like peanut butter and bread, just things that I need. Some pears, snacks for work. I figured while I'm there I should just get some of my own stuff done too. So anyways, I need to go over to his apartment and take care of some things. Tomorrow morning they're actually tenting his old building, actually the whole complex, all 4 buildings, to treat it for termite damage. So I need to make sure that I do it tonight, that I get his items, because the building's going to be all tented up. So yeah, it was just kind of a crazy day, and I was really worried about him in the morning, and I didn't know where he was at. And then I found out where he was, and then I was like, oh my god, I need to come visit you and make sure you're okay and that the nurses are nice. Yeah, so that was my lunch break. I actually took a little bit of sick time today because I was away for longer than just an hour to visit him. So a lot going on there. Good morning. It's Friday. I still have my morning voice, the yucky morning voice. So yesterday I went over to Tony's apartment. I got his mail. It was an insane amount of mail stuffed into that mailbox. I've never seen so much in there. So it's a good thing I brought along my little cat bag because I jammed that thing full. I wasn't able to find the battery for his cell phone, so I don't have a battery. So anyways, he just can't use his cell phone, which stinks. And what else did I get for him? Oh, I bought some ginger snaps at the grocery store. I didn't know what brand he wanted, and there were a couple different brands, so I just bought the more expensive brand, thinking they'll be the better one. So yeah, today's going to be a busy day at work. We've got Bagel Friday, lots of other things going on. I need to call my apartment management because my kitchen sink is still leaking. They had a plumber come out on Monday, but apparently he didn't fix it because today's Friday. And I just realized, oh my gosh, it's still leaking. I totally didn't notice beforehand. Oh, I think my voice is getting better now. Good. I don't like that morning croaky voice. Now I seem better. Okay, I don't like that morning voice. Yeah, so I need to call my apartment management, get the sink looked at again. Yep. Busy morning, and then lunch. At lunch, I'll go back to that assisted living place and see Tony. So it's going to be a busy Friday for me today. Hey there. It's a little afternoon. I'm going to visit Tony at his assisted living facility right now. So I've got his mail, which I sorted out a bit. I separated by housing stuff, you know, from the housing authority, and then stuff that looked like bills, and then other things from like different, I don't know, medical places. So I just tried to sort it out for him, and I asked him yesterday if it was okay if I opened some of his mail, because he often gets confused by mail that comes from the housing authority, and he's in the past called me and asked me to come over and help him read the information and interpret it. It's just, I don't know, difficult for him to understand stuff sometimes. So I did open up his housing mail, and then I wrote little notes on it, like disregard or whatever, like the termite treatment, disregard because it's happening this weekend and he's not there. So hopefully that'll help him. But his other mail and bills I didn't open up. I actually felt pretty uncomfortable opening up the housing mail, but he said it was okay, and I know he has trouble understanding it. So anyways, yeah, this morning we had Bagel Friday. We actually had food left over, which was insane and totally unexpected. I just wish I had grabbed the food before catering picked it up, because they'll take all the food back if there's leftovers. And I was going to try to grab the food and store it in the kitchen so students could have it later, but catering took all the food back. So they took all the bagels and all the extra food back to wherever they go. So that kind of stinks, especially because we pay for it, and you know, I'm sure someone would have eaten it. So, yep, going back to Tony's assisted living place, which is nearby State Street, but not Lower State where like people do shopping and stuff. It's Upper State Street. So I can flip you around. You can see there's the mountains up ahead, looking pretty nice. What temperature is it today? Oh my gosh, it's 79 degrees out. Yuck. Quite warm out. There's a little shopping center to my left, and then over to my right, that's actually where the Macy's and Tiffany's, and I think there's a Louis Vuitton, not that I've been in there, but there's some fancy shopping, so almost there. Here we are. I just arrived at the assisted living place. I'm not sure if I'm going to vlog any of like being inside with Tony. Depends upon what his thoughts are, if he feels okay with it, and if he's wearing pants, because he hasn't been wearing pants lately. It's just a shirt and underwear. I tell him, you gotta put on pants. Put on some pants, man. Okay, so I've got cookies for him in my trunk. So, oh, there's the Berry Man. Hey, Berry Man. You're like reversing in there with your truck. Don't get too close to me. Don't get too close to me, mister. Okay, so I've got the mail for Tony. There we go. There's those ginger snaps. I wonder if I'm supposed to hide them. He told me it's okay, that he can get them, but I'm not sure. Oh well. There we go. Here we are, Alto Lucero. Transitional care. Well, that trip didn't work out as well as I had expected. Tony was seeing the doctor the whole time. There was a woman and then different like nurses and stuff all in there. Apparently one of the nurses kept screwing up things and the doctor seemed a bit irritated. And then they were talking about his PIC line, P-I-C, I think. I don't know. They just were taking a while with him. I didn't get to see him. I said, can I drop this off? His mail, and then his bag of cookies, or box of cookies. I'm not sure that he's allowed them. Now I'm like, geez, I hope they don't take them from him, because I got him the nice cookies, the good cookies. So, anyways, I couldn't stay and wait. I need to go back to work.